It's the Eagle Community Television Forum with your host, Gary Shorman.
Hi everyone, I'm Gary Shorman, and this is the Forum on Eagle Community Television. Good to have you watching along. I want to thank Mike Kerner for jumping in for me the last couple of weeks, taking care of this program here on Eagle Community Television. We have a great guest today, and it's fun to talk about it. Springtime's here, golf is here. It's the head golf coach at Hayes High. His name is Mark Watts. And Mark, good to have you on our program.
Thank you, Gary. It's nice to be here.
Now, we were just talking earlier. You've been teaching for 34 years, but you've been the golf coach for both boys and girls for over 25 years now.
Yeah, I was when I first started teaching, I thought, I'd like to maybe do some coaching. And I knew that Bob Blazer had been the golf coach, and he was my golf coach in high school. So what I thought, if I hang around long enough, I might be able to get that job. And Bob retired in 1989, and I was able to take over. And for 25 years, I've been doing the boys and the girls.
Talk about that a little bit, because high school golf is different than, people watch it on TV on the Sundays for the Masters, etc. What's it take to play in high school?
Well, you have to, you have different levels, okay? You have the players that are really good, and you have some that are right mid-range, and then some that are beginners. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of time on the off season, especially the summer times. That's when a lot of the college coaches, if you want to go on, take a look at you during the summertime. But I try to work with them sometimes in the summertime, but that's where they make the most improvements, is during the summer.
I know there's a lot of regional or area summer tournament events that get you up to the tournament type of play, which gets so critical, especially when the girls are at the state like they were last year. You get to a pretty, I guess, high anxiety, high intensity kind of golf tournament.
Yeah, well, in the summertime they have like little junior tournaments. They have a KJGA, which plays about 4 cities around the western Kansas, and that kind of prepares you for the girls to come up into, and we have a few, maybe 2 or 3 girls that have played in that, not a lot. And then they have the Northwest Kansas tournaments, which is just like areas, towns around here, and the area courses. And so, they get a little bit of taste of the competition, but not like it is in high school, because it gets very competitive when you get in the high school. Let's
talk a little bit about the tournament last year, because the girls won the state tournament last year, I believe by 16 strokes. Is that correct?
Yeah, we did, and it was kind of close to the first 9. We were down 4. Talked to the girls when they came through after 9 holes, and just said, we're there, we're real close, and they dominated the back 9. We beat Topeka Hayden by 20 strokes in the last 9 and won by 16.
Hayden's a good team too.
Yeah, they are. They knew coming in that we were pretty good, and in the past years we've always had to go against 5A and 6A schools. But just last year we dropped down to 4A, and 2007 is the year that it was just 5A schools, and so we were there for like 7 years in that, and then we got a chance to drop down to 4A this year and was able to win the state. What do you see? I know, because you've been coaching 25 years. What do you see in the quality of these kids at golf? First, there's been a change in equipment. But secondly, there's been a lot more summer type play going in. Are the teams improving at the high school level? They are, and I think a lot of that has to do with the summertime. I'd like to see more girls participate, because our numbers have been down. We're in competition with volleyball and some other, other fall sports during that time. But, you have to be able to just practice during the summertime. You have to be able to go out there and commit yourself to it, and then when they get out there for the season, it is a short season. It's only 2 months long. So combined with, just getting out there and doing what you're supposed to do.
Well, it takes a lot of time to do the practice. What do you expect the kids to practice?
Well, short game. You don't get better going out to the range and just banging balls. We spend a lot of time on the short game. That's how you lower your scores. And then we do play a lot. We do a lot of par 3 type things, where we go out, say 100 to 150 yards in and playing from there, because that's where the game is. And we were able to just play 9 holes doing that. And the girls really enjoy that, and the guys team, as we're doing right now.
I'm guessing that probably some of us that are older golfers could probably take a cue from that to practice on that short game, huh?
Yeah, when I go out to the range, I just see guys taking balls out there and just hitting their driver, but that's not where the game is. It is at the short game. And we're very fortunate to be able to practice out Smoky Hill and have their short range out there, which is about 100 yards. We spend a lot of time out there. And then we do spend a lot of time on the putting clock. So with those combinations, that's how you lower the score.
So 25 years, had our first women's state champion last year. What about this coming year?
Well, we had 3 All-State girls back, but we did lose one. Ryan Patterson's moving up to Canada. So we do have 2 All-State girls back, and I'm in the process of trying to find some more girls, because we only had 2 other girls back coming out. Taylor DeBoer, who is an All-State performer, and also Katie Brungart. And Katie's a great golfer, and she was just a sophomore last year. So we're going to miss Ryan, but we've got to try to get more girls interested in coming out for golf, because it's a fun sport and something you can do the rest of your life.
Also on the men's team, the boys team, they're in the middle of the season right now. You'll have state tournaments coming up later in May.
Yep.
Talk about the team this year for the boys side.
We've got a pretty good team this year. We've got 3 really good players who have kind of carried our team this year. We're still looking for our 4th because you have 6 guys that play in a tournament and you count your top 4 scorers, and our 4th and 5th and 6th scorers haven't been where we want it yet. We do have a lot of young players trying to get to that spot. We have 5 kids battling out for those 4. So if we just, if they can continue to get better, I think we'll have a good chance to maybe get to the state tournament and bring home a trophy.
Very cool. Our guest is Coach Mark Watts from Hayes High School. Coach, we're going to come back and talk about some of the new clubs and what you recommend getting started with and doing that, where you go to get started, and we're also going to talk about some of your other duties that you have up at Hayes High as well. Right. Again, our coach is here on the program, Coach Mark Watts. We'll be back with more after this.
Hayes Med is your first and best choice for healthcare. They're the only facility providing tertiary level services in this region. With more than 70 physicians and 26 specialties ranging from heart, orthopedic, spine care, cancer, obstetrics and gynecology, wound care, rehabilitation and surgery, including the Da Vinci robotic surgery, Hayes Med is your comprehensive health provider for people throughout Western Kansas. Hayes Med, helping people be healthy.
It's a beautiful day in our super high-speed internet great customer service neighborhood. Like you, this is where we live. In fact, our company is employee-owned, so it's our goal to improve the quality of life for everyone in our community by delivering faster, more reliable internet, clearer, more feature-laden phone service, quality TV channels, all with the level of customer service you'd expect from people who are your neighbors. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Welcome back to the second half of our program here on Eagle Community Television. The program is brought to you by Hayes Med. If you have any ideas or suggestions for future programs, let me know. You can send me an email to gary.shorman@eaglecom.net. I'd like to hear from you. Our guest today is Coach Mark Watts of the Hayes High Indian Golf Program. And Coach, we went into the break talking about some of the new equipment. Before we go there, you had a men's state championship in '96. They were runner-up in 2010. The girls were runner-up in 2011, a state championship program just this past year. You mentioned that during the 9-hole break, you had a chance to talk to the girls going into the back 9 and how important it is to finish strong.
Yep.
What do you tell a young player of that doesn't get them too excited, but helps them finish strong?
Well, just recently we've been able to talk to the kids. In the past, we were just able to drive the Suburban, show up and watch them play. We can only talk to them from the green to the tee box. I just try to encourage them. I try to find some holes where they're having problems on. It might even be a par 3, and I can club them on that. I can tell them what club to hit. If they're kind of struggling, same way with the guys. If they're kind of struggling, just kind of give them some confidence. Tell them how the other guys are doing. Not lie to them, but just kind of encourage them. And then this following year, we are going to be able to coach all over the golf course, but we can't get on the putting clock and read the greens. So that's where we're going to really come into play. I think we can go out there, and if someone's struggling, we can go out there and help them, cool them down a little bit. The only problem is there's 6 golfers, and they're all over the golf course, so we're not able to get to them all at one time.
How do parents fit into that, coaching on the sideline?
Parents, you have to stay 50 yards back. You can't say anything to them at all.
You can clap. You can have a clap.
You can just say, good job, or if they do talk, they could get their player disqualified.
Oh boy. Let's talk about golf equipment. There's all sorts of golf equipment.
Yeah.
Somebody's out there saying, my grandson, my granddaughter, they want to play golf. My kids want to play golf. How do you get started in that? And would you take a call from somebody for suggestions?
Well, just junior set. If you're starting out the junior level, getting a junior set, you don't need a full set of clubs, just something that fits you. Just learning how to grip the club is the basics that you can do. And I think they do have programs with the junior golf program. I don't do any junior golf teaching because I have teach driver's ed in the summertime. They do have a program out at Smoky Hill with Matt Jacobs. But as far as, with clubs, that's where you want to start with a starter set. You don't want to go out and buy the most expensive equipment. Then after that, you can go on and get a few things, a little bit better equipment because, it does make a difference, especially, especially the way the ball is nowadays. That's kind of like, I think, ruining the game because it's just making other courses obsolete. But you know, as far as equipment goes, you know, you can go down to Precision Valley or just watch, go online and see some things. There's so many clubs out there, so many things. So I just play pings, you know, and those are the kind of clubs that I like to use. But you know, the kids they see the Titleist, they see those kind of things, and so the kids stay up to date with with the different kinds of clubs and stuff.
Well, there's a lot of options out there,
Oh, yeah.
including those great big clubs anymore that are just giant-sized clubs, so you couldn't miss the ball if you wanted to.
Yeah, I always tell the players, I said, you know, back in the day, you had you know, the sweet spot was about the big as your little finger, and the club head was about half the size, and so I'd like to maybe see how well they would hit those from when we used to play a long time ago.
Most of them were those little wood clubs.
Yes,
too, yeah.
Persimmon Woods.
That solves that, yeah. Hey, you do other things at school. You've taught for 34 years out there. Tell us about the rest of your schedule, because golf is just a small part of your day in the coaching aspect there.
Well, I've been teaching for 34 years, and 32 of them have been with elementary PE, and it's something that I enjoy, just working with the kids, kindergarten through 5th graders. They just want to be there. And you know, you'll see them in the hallway, you'll see them out in the community, and they come up, oh, there's Mr. Watts. So that's great. That's great for me, because one, it keeps me young. I'm around young kids. I'm also doing, I also have done basketball for 32 or 33 years with Coach Keltner, so we've been together for a long time doing that. So I've coached 3 sports for over 30 years. And then my summers are spent teaching driver's ed, so then I get to go from the young kids to the older kids and kind of break that up. But you know, that driver's ed can be a little monotonous sometimes.
And do you ever, does it ever get exciting?
With driver's ed? Oh, I wish I wrote a book when I first started, because I've got lots of stories to tell.
Makes golf seem pretty tame.
It's nice to have that break there on the side.
I know you also do extracurricular stuff. You do the sound system for some of the musicals and some of those sort of things. And what's the story on the Santa suit?
Well, they kind of tricked me into it, or they didn't really trick me.
They tricked you the first year.
And they just wanted me to do it. So I've done that several times. I've run the sound for a lot of the programs that they had at Old Laughlin School, and a lot of their musicals and their music programs. So I'm kind of, they call me the sound guy. So that's another hat that I wear at school.
And where does cup stacking fit into your repertoire?
I went to a I think it was a national PE convention, and I saw these cup stacking, and so I got really into that, and the kids really like it. You know, they're able to order their own, and it's really great for their hand-eye coordination, and it's just something that they can do, and we have competitions with it. And as a matter of fact, there's national teams. You know, if I wasn't doing sports and coaching and doing these other things, I'd probably have some of those types of teams.
All you have to do is log online, you can find some of that stuff. But it goes to show kind of that teaching as a whole, it's not just a show up when school starts and go home at the end of the day. No, there's a lot of things that go into that to make it work.
There is, and I've been very thankful to be able to be around great people and great administrators, and just the kids in general. And you know, I teach 1,000 kids a week, so I've seen kids, I've had kids, you know, come up to me that I've had, and as a matter of fact, right now I'm teaching kids of kids. So you know, that makes you feel, you know, pretty old when you start doing that, and you have some of these young kids and their parents come in, and you say, oh yeah, I remember you. You were in my first grade kindergarten class at Wilson, and I've been, as a matter of fact, I've been about at every grade school in this district also.
Well, it takes a big heart to take care of kids and do that and do the coaching part, and thank you for your work there, and good luck on not only the boys team as they finish this year's, but the girls team next year coming off a state championship. You'll be in 4A. That may help a little bit, but there's still some great competition out there, both boys and girls.
And we're supposed to be hosting the girls' state next year out at Smoky Hill. So we've got to get some more girls out, and I think our boys' team will have a good chance to make it to state this year, and it's at Turkey Creek in McPherson on the 25th of May, so hopefully we'll be able to bring home another trophy.
Mark, thanks for being here.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Coach Mark Watts, the head golf coach at Hayes High. He's an Indian golf coach and also in the middle of the boys' season right now for golfing at Hayes High. Thanks for watching the Forum here on Eagle Community Television. The Forum is brought to you by Hayes Med.
Hayes Med is your first and best choice for healthcare. They're the only facility providing tertiary level services in this region, with more than 70 physicians and 26 specialties ranging from heart, orthopedic, spine care, cancer, obstetrics and gynecology, wound care, rehabilitation and surgery, including the Da Vinci robotic surgery. Hayes Med is your comprehensive health provider for people throughout Western Kansas. Hayes Med, helping people be healthy.